up, guys?
Hey, Andre, one of your teammates mentioned about playing with Carmen. You know, a lot of players play for a coach, but that's a different relationship. He kind of is part of you guys' group. Can you talk about his relationship with the offensive line? What is it about him that you guys have coalesced so well?
Yeah, since the first day Carms came in, he's just demanded perfection, and you really don't want anything else from a coach, especially offensive line coach with consistency it requires to play offensive line. So since day one, he's came in, he's pushed our group, to do better in everything we do, and we really respect that. Like I said, you want a guy like that, and just a good guy you want to have in your room, and guys respect him. He's a great leader, and it's been great having him.
Andre, I know Jimmy hasn't been able to get out on the field, but saw some videos of you guys hanging out, and it seems like that's a big part of what you guys are trying to do, get to know each other. How's that process gone, getting to know Jimmy?
Jimmy's a great guy. We went and watched the Knights win the first game here, and it was pretty fun. Just have some fun with just the offensive line. A lot of guys came out, and good win for the Knights. But it was even better just being around the guys, building that chemistry, being around Jimmy, outside the facility. So we're super excited to have him and get to play with him.
It's a unique relationship, quarterback and center. How is that? Not being able to get on the field, obviously, but being able to develop some sort of relationship so that when you hit the field together, it'll be seamless.
Yeah, no doubt. I think, me personally, I think the relationship you have outside of the building, outside of the football field, is just as important, especially from center to quarterback, center to offensive line. That chemistry, that trust, you build that outside of the field, outside of the facility, more than just as much as you do on that field. So to go out there and have fun with him, spend some time with him, get to know him better, and it was awesome. It was a great time.
Any surprises about his personality and all that you knew about?
Everything that I heard when he signed was positive, and that was a good sign. So everyone that I heard from was like, he's a great guy, he's a great leader. I've seen nothing less.
Earlier today, Coach McDaniels was talking about the offensive line. He said improvement doesn't always necessarily mean acquisition. So how much confidence do you have in the coaching staff and the team that they were able to kind of keep the offensive line the same and bring back a lot of guys and move forward with that?
It gives us a lot of confidence. A lot of places, I've been around it, we've never kept this many guys around. So it gives us a lot of confidence. It's exciting because you're familiar with the guys you're working next to. And that's super important next to offensive line, being able to gel and be able to work with guys you're familiar working with, being able to communicate with. So it's awesome.
There was a loss last year when Brandon obviously went down early, and he stuck around. They kept him around. They wanted him around. What is it about Brandon that you think they believe in, and how good is it to be able to have him back working out with you?
Brandon's a great player. He's one of the few guys that has been here for 6 years. Maybe him, Colton, and a handful of other guys. It's not very many, but first of all, he's a great person. He's a family man. He has an awesome family, beautiful kids. He's a good guy to be around. In that room every day. He's also a great worker. He knows what to do. He knows how to play the position very well. And that's the kind of guys you want in your room, like that. These are guys you want to play with. Is these guys like Brandon Parker.
You mentioned the continuity you guys have on the middle line this year. Does that kind of help you guys come in on a different level this year? You come in kind of maybe more confident, more excited about the possibility?
Yeah, I think anytime you're coming in to your second year, being in, returning into a system you weren't familiar with that first year, there's definitely a bigger step to take. There's definitely a familiarity. Sorry, there's definitely a familiar sense in what you can do moving forward. So it's nice, not just learning the plays for the first time, but being able to return, having some memory.
Andre, you guys were pretty dominant in the run game all season last year, but the pass pro kind of had some ups and downs at times. How have you guys worked this offseason to kind of take things to another level and become a more complete unit overall?
Yeah, I think that just goes into one of their sayings around here is just stay inside out and understanding where your help is and understanding the protection itself. And we've taken a lot of that into this mini camp, into OTAs, and as a whole, just understanding that more and just continuing to grow what we build.
I know last year is last year, but the offensive line, you guys kind of had to piece it together. It was a process to figure it all out, and maybe some people were looking at it as a little bit of a liability going into the season. By the end of the season, it was one of the strengths of this team. Looking back on that, I know last year, but how much pride do you guys take in really turning the corner and becoming a unit that can be relied on?
I think it's super important to us. We were able to run the ball pretty well. You know, that's not just offensive line, that goes on everywhere. That's Josh, that's the tight end, that's wide receivers, and that's quarterback making those type of run checks. And as an offensive line, you want to hang your hat on being able to run the ball. That's like your main thing. You want to be able to run the ball because that helps setting up pass protection, that sets up play action, that sets up everything else to us. So to be able to run the ball, we just want to continue to work on that and just keep growing.
They bring in Greg, who has been very stable and has played consistent. I'm just curious. I know there hasn't been pads, but just his presence, getting to know him. Can you talk about him a little bit, please?
Yeah, Greg's a total vet. He's came in and he's learned the system really quick. He's helping out with the young guys, and you know that's great to have a guy like that in here. He's a great person, and we're super excited to have him around.
You obviously came in to the team as an undrafted guy, switched from guard to center. How surreal is it going into your 5th season, going from where you were to now being like a legit veteran of this team and a leader of this team?
Man, it's great. Like some of these days, I walk in this building and it's still like super surreal to me that I'm here and I'm still doing this. So it's amazing, man. Just try to come in every day, just trying to get better. That's all I can do. You know, not worry about the outside noise of what people are writing about, what people are saying. So just continue to work, and you know that's been my mindset since day one. It's going to continue to be.
Andre, obviously JJ's not here, but can you talk about the running backs who are here and what they bring to the table and how that's going to provide continuity for the season moving forward?
Yeah, obviously JJ isn't here. He's dealing with that or whatever. But whoever's running that ball, we have trust in. It's a great room that they got there. Brandon's been in there. He's been in this system for a super long time, so he's been coaching up those younger guys who haven't been in this system or who aren't quite as familiar. So it's awesome having a guy like him in there, you know, coaching up in a familiar system that he's been in.
All right, thank you.
You talked about the outside noise, and I know last year there was a lot of talk that you guys were ignoring it. You didn't pay attention to what people were saying, but I know you guys were driven by a lot of those words. Like, do you have to find a new kind of chip on the shoulder now that people are like, yeah, they're not that bad, they're pretty good?
You know what? It was never one of those things where it was like a chip. It's always, for me at least, it's always been, all my motivation has been self-motivation. You know what I mean? So everything that I've always wanted to do, it's been internally pushed by myself. So.
I'm sure with all the experience and success you've had with Josh, you know, if he's not here until training camp or whatever, I'm sure there's no worry that he'll pick up wherever he left off. Is that fair to assume?
Oh yeah, that's definitely the case. He's a smart guy. He's a workhorse. He's a workhorse. He's gonna come in and do what he needs to do, no matter if he's been here or hasn't been here. You know, our trust in him is 100%. So.
You had a chance to watch film with Jimmy yet?
Not a lot.
Okay.
Yeah, not a lot.
Is it the little bit that you have? You know, obviously you played, you know, for Josh a while ago, and you most recently played with Josh in his system. Is there teaching going back and forth? You just talk about what you see there. Or?
Yeah, we meet as a whole offense quite a bit, and it's great to do that because it gives you're able to communicate as a whole, because that's kind of like how it is when you're out there. So we'll go and make calls in the room, and you know, so we can kind of hear each other. But yeah, I'm super excited to have him out there. I'm sure he'll be back out whenever his time's ready. But yeah.
Do you see yourself as a vet now? Has that changed your approach to the locker room at all?
Yeah, I'm trying to. it's definitely different. You know what I mean? It's something that like still hasn't hit me. Like every day, like it's still super surreal for me to walk in this building. I'm like, man, I'm still here. Like I'm still doing this. So like I said, I'm still trying to take that same mindset, but I'm also trying to become a leader in a somewhat, you know, kind of motivate the younger guys, trying to lead them in the right direction. And so that has been kind of a new step for me, you know, coming into my 5th year. So.
All right, thanks guys.
All right, thank you guys.
Did you ask Jermaine to help you buy a cashmere sweater?